This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, good morning. Welcome to the Lake Stevens Sewer District Board of Commissioners meeting. Today is September 26, 2024, and it's 9:01 a.m. We'll go ahead and open the meeting, call it to order, and begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we'll go ahead and open the public forum. If there's anybody in the room or online who would like to address the Board of Commissioners at this time. Okay, it looks like no one has anything to address, so we'll go ahead and move on to agenda item number 4, the approval of the agenda.
No changes from staff.
Great.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, consent items 5A through C that the commissioners have previously reviewed before the meeting.
I'll make a motion we approve consent items A through C.
I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, agenda item number 6, old business, the wastewater treatment plant, additional Cisco switch purchase.
All right, so we found in the configuration of the new switches to run most of our control equipment down at the plant, updating those, we found we were too short on our order. So we're asking for an additional $7,880.98 to purchase the 2 last switches we need to complete that project.
Great, I have no questions. Do you?
No questions. I'll make a motion to approve the 2 additional Cisco switches for an amount of $7,880.98.
I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, agenda item number 7, new business, the wastewater treatment plant boiler replacement.
All right, so this is a project that we've kind of envisioned for a while. We were just waiting on some conclusive pricing from the vendor. Right now, we have 2 large boilers, and we're finding that we don't have enough demand to warrant 2 large boilers. So the proposal is to replace one of those large boilers with a smaller one. And then that one would take up the additional demand from the one single large boiler if we have more demand. We expect that this should reduce our reliance on natural gas, and we'll be able to use more of the biogas that we create. So district staff definitely recommends this project for approval and asks that the commission set a budget not to exceed $112,000.
Sounds great.
And I guess also authorize the general manager or designee to enter into the installation agreement.
That's good.
I don't have any questions. Do you?
I'll make a motion that we approve the wastewater treatment plant boiler replacement mechanical sales integration LLC not to exceed $112,000 and authorize our general manager or her designee to sign said contracts.
I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, 7B, resolution number 1065.
All right. I kind of want to preface the next 4 resolutions with a little preamble. The district staff, we are enforcing the actual 2-year notification requirement as part of every latecomer agreement that we enter into on developer extension agreements. And we've not been doing a great job of that. So before we started this enforcement, we reached out by phone to all of the last contacts that we had for these developments. And when we weren't successful there, we sent out postcards and we created a portal on our website that developers could renew their contact information. So it's not just coming out of the blue. We've been at it for about 3-4 months trying to contact all of these developers. So it isn't an easy decision to take over these latecomers, but we've gone above and beyond trying to get a hold of the developers. So just wanted to preface the next 4 resolutions. So resolution 1065 is taking over a latecomer for Snowberry Court Developer Extension Agreement for the reason of the developer not renewing their contact information with us for 2 years. Our legal has reviewed the resolution and district staff recommends it for approval.
And if I can just add a couple of points, as Jonathan mentioned, the 2-year requirement that they update the sewer district every 2 years with their fresh contact information. It's in the agreement, but it's also in the statute as a requirement. The other point I wanted to add is, as the district's been going through this review of updated contact information and reaching out to developers or landowners who have not updated their contact information in a while. I think that we've discovered, or staff's discovered, about 12 pretty old, non-renewed DEAs or contact information related to DEAs. So over the next couple meetings, you'll be seeing a couple more sets of these resolutions.
Thank you, Jordan.
And I assume this is how most of these larger developments work anyway. Spin up an LLC, do their development work, limits the liability, caps the liability to that development. Development's done, that spins down. They move to the next one, they spin up another LLC. And so my guess is the administrative pieces, it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. And people change, the economy changes, people change seats. It's just unless you got somebody really on it, it just kind of disappears.
And even if the LLC goes away, they can vest the right to the latecomer to their next LLC through a memo.
Just have to do something.
Or a resolution. So there's methods that they can continue the latecomer, and it's just,
okay.
They haven't with these, I think it was 12 or 13 that we found, so.
Okay.
Any thoughts, questions, comments, concerns?
No, I think it's good that you're trying to clean it up, so.
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution number 1065, assuming latecomers for Snowberry Court from 2013.
I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, resolution 1066.
And kind of the same story. We've reached out to the owner of the High Z project and haven't received any correspondence back. And the resolution's been reviewed by legal and is recommended by staff for approval.
Okay.
All right, I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 1066, assuming latecomers for High Z of 2012.
I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, 7D, resolution number 1067.
And the resolution's been reviewed by legal and is recommended by staff for approval.
I'll make a motion we approve resolution 1067, assuming latecomers for Arcadia.
I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then 7E, resolution number 1068.
Right. And it is for the district to take over the latecomer obligation there. And the resolution's been reviewed by legal and is recommended by staff for approval.
Make a motion we approve resolution 1068, assuming latecomers for Holly Division 1.
I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, moving on to the manager's report, and I believe we're probably covering both today.
Yep.
No, thank you.
All right. Treatment plants running at about averaging about 2.5 million gallons a day. And I do have to correct the record from the utility committee meeting last night, and that the additional ammonia probe, I had stated that we were awaiting delivery of it, and in fact, the treatment plant has already received it and installed it yesterday. So they're just waiting for the update on the software to get it integrated with the SCADA, and we'll be good. So
That's awesome.
they've been working hard on keeping the plant running, and with all of the updated equipment that we're getting that integrated in, they've been doing a great job. So far, we've collected 63 GFCs and issued 78 permits. The lift station 2C project, we discussed that a little bit in utility committee, but we're working with Fish and Wildlife to try to find a reasonable solution to the culvert project, and Keith has been working diligently with Fish and Wildlife and the city to try to find a feasible solution. But again, we're interested in getting 20th Street Northeast open again for all the business owners, residents, and the schools as much as they are. So we've asked our contractors to seriously consider some alternatives based on potential bad news from Fish and Wildlife. Keith, do you have anything that you might be able to add to that?
No, I mean that sums it up. I think I sent the email to Fish and Wildlife this morning. They either can provide a yes or a no. If yes, then we're going to prepare an emergency HPA application over the next day or so, and then tell the contractor to proceed as is. That would be the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, they would say no, that's not a feasible plan. We would then have ICI kind of jump forward, do a little bit of manhole work, and then start transitioning to the 125th Avenue sewer replacement and temp paving and buttoning up 20th Avenue to get it open. And then we'll come up with another solution from the options that John, mentioned previously. So that would be the worst case scenario.
Thank you, Keith. And so yeah, either good news from Fish and Wildlife or not. The intent is to get 20th Street back open by, was it the end of October?
Yeah, that would be, I think either way, that's a very reasonable, doable goal.
Yep. And Mariah, basically all the staff has been working hard on getting that cure in place pipe restoration project ready for bid, and we've finished the map. We've put the final touches on the request for bids, call for bids. So we're hopeful that probably mid-October we'll be ready to advertise that. Right now, through staff's we used a bid tabulation from Alderwood. They've been kind of at the forefront and kind of the leader on cooperative CIPP projects. And I used their highest bid in the bid tabulation to put together our calculation, our estimate on what it would cost. And it looks like we've identified about 8.3 miles of pipe that would be eligible, good contender for the CIPP. And the estimate for that is about 3.78 million. So we're hopeful we'll be able to get that much for. And then next phase, we're planning on addressing Lakeline, try to get some surety, try to get a lot more life out of those lake lines.
Is that work we can do year round? I mean, it's not like it's, weather dependent or anything like that, because
the call for bids and the contract would be pretty loose as far as construction days. It wouldn't be constrained. It would be basically, we'll give you this much for this amount of pipe, and the scheduling and mobilization and stuff. We're only going to pay you once for mobilization, but the schedule's kind of up to you.
Yeah.
I think if we put in a working day threshold or requirement, that we wouldn't get a whole lot of interest.
Yeah. And so essentially it's going to open up a couple manholes, do a section.
Yep. They can do multiple sections on straight runs, and then they go in after they've done the CIPP liner, and they go and cut it inside the manhole at the edges of the pipe. So they can get a pretty large stretch done. The liner comes in on a roll, kind of like a hose,
Wow.
and then they can do multiple sections at once.
Nice.
So
It's actually preferable to do multiple sections because you get more continuity in the liner.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's pretty awesome to watch done. And while the contractor's doing the work, we plan on documenting a lot of that and maybe get some video of it happening up on the website.
They don't just set the truck and get a teenager with an Xbox controller up here, do they? And have them just sneak it down the.
It's possible. They've got some pretty interesting technology for that. Well, and then the camera rig they use to come in after the fact and cut out side sewers, it looks pretty space age, and it's a pretty cool process.
All right.
John, I don't know if you're interested, but we're doing one in Midway now. If you guys or any of your crew want to come down and see it like within the next 2 weeks in advance of your project, let me know. I can give you some addresses and we could go down there and take a look. But it is a pretty cool process to see done.
Heck yeah. Thank you, Keith.
Road trip.
Yeah. Yeah. And other than that, that's all I got.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. All right, it does not look like we have anyone from the city. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, great. We'll move on to the commissioner's report. I'll say something and then give it to you, Kevin. So obviously Dan and Mariah are at Waswad, and just thank you to them for representing the sewer district. And Dan does a lot with Waswad and volunteers his time for that, and I think that's such a great representation of the community. And then thank you so much to everyone working on that lift station 2C project. It sounds very that's so tricky, so thank you for trying to have lots of different alternatives to be able to proceed so that the street can open. And I'm very excited about that Cured Place restoration project. I think that is a wonderful thing to be able to begin. So thank you to everyone.
Yeah, the only comment I have is on 2C. Just knowing the level of diligence that the team takes on each step of a project, whether it be the pre-planning or when we're in it, and when stuff happens that we don't anticipate, and how we respond to that, and just the overall professionalism level of diligence. So this week in the barber shop, hey, when it happens to be right there at the corner, to be able to say, hey, well, let me tell you about what we've ran into and what we're trying to do and so forth. So it just gives me confidence to be able to communicate to when that comes up in the community. So it feels great to be part of the team on that. So thank you for the diligence that the team does day in, day out on the projects like that. That's all I got.
Great. I do not think we have an executive session. Is that correct, Jordan? Okay, awesome. So we've reached agenda item number 2, conclusion.
I'll make a motion we adjourn the meeting.
I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, everybody. Nice seeing you all.
See you.
Yeah.